After a bright season, finishing 5th with Villarreal, scoring 11 goals, Thierno Barry's £34 million release clause looks incredibly inviting for a host of European clubs. Some of those clubs situate in England, and specifically Merseyside, as the 22-year-old French forward is heavily linked in a move involving Everton. Everton have been reinstated with the feeling of optimism with David Moyes on the touchline of their brand new stadium. Would the signing of Thierno Barry elevate that optimism and the club's performances? Let's discuss. So Thierno Barry, if you're unaware, is a 22-year-old 6'5" French striker who plays for Villarreal. He's made quite the journey in the last few years, making the jump from the 5th tier of French football to challenging European spaces in Spain. He's a man with real quality and real promise that has impressed hugely in the ongoing Under-21 Euro Championships. The other night, in the 102nd minute, he came on to score the winner in a 3-2 needed win for France in the group stages. But that's enough context, let's throw Everton into the conversation. Everton have recently let go of zeqiri and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, both on free transfers. That's two areas of the pitch they need to recruit in, and Barry fits right into the number 9 to compete with Beto and Barry. If we compare him and Beto's 24-25 performances, this is what we get as a direct comparison. Now there's some similarities, such as the physical duel winning element to the players, but something I noticed amongst these statistics is that Barry appears to be much more of a threat with the ball at his feet. Now of course there's a smaller sample size for Beto with the amount of matches he's started, and this is no insult to Beto at all, but Barry in total truth does have more to his skill set than Beto on the ball. You could argue the Premier League's higher quality than La Liga, but Barry does keep the ball more successfully. Each player has strengths they hold over one another, which is a positive thing. This gives Moyes two similar but different options up top to work with. So let's delve more into what he could be working with next season. So Barry as a number 9 is a Moyesy-like number 9, and that's not just because of his name. To give you a solid introduction, Barry's a 6'5", rare, tricky dribbler with quality ball retention, aerial competence, an agile turn that allows him to be a real handful to defend against. He's a persistent threat up top with his movement, his runs, his link-up, his physicality in duels, and overall involvement to a team. It's rare stereotypically that an attacker that tall is actually that decent with the ball at their feet, so by mixing his height, ability on the ball, and his movement, it makes him a frequent, persistent, and tricky threat. Before he gets the ball, the most noticeable aspect of his game to me is his movement. He likes making runs down the channels, quickly on the turnover. He likes dropping in deep sometimes. He loves attacking in behind that defensive line though, making clever runs between back post and front post to create space for himself and his teammates. He's a physical but proactive persistence for his side. When he's making those runs, he's clearly very well aware of the space in which he attacks, where he can threaten, what he can do, and much more. His goal against Osasuna sums him up perfectly. He drops in to receive the pass nicely and sharply, he drags away a defender, distributes the ball as he then makes a quick run in behind that space his defender just left. The rest is composure and improvisation to where the ball is bouncing, but the simplicity of this was so effective. Whenever you watch a match with Thierno Barry, you will always notice his runs. Even on goals he didn't score or assist, he was in and around there, making himself useful or a passing option. He always seems to be available in the move. I think this shows how he differs in some ways to Beto. Something else you'll notice is his effectiveness of running into space. His fast sprints allows for him to transition up the pitch into the attacking third very quickly on the break, suiting David Moyes and his style of play. On the ball, as I've mentioned, he's a good threat. When he receives the ball to his feet, he's often got his back to the defender and even might be reaching his arm across. He's ready to shield the ball almost instantly to show his impressive physicality, inviting that pressure. He's a good mover with the ball. He isn't a stereotypical tall number 9 that's stiff and clunky on the ball. He's agile and has a good use of his weak foot. But just like tall number 9, he isn't afraid to compete with his size. It would be rude not to be if you're 6'5" and that good with the ball. A quality example of this was Nicolas Pepe's goal versus La Palmas. Barry receives the ball, clashes with his man. He gets up off the turf, sharply, turns, runs powerfully into space towards the goal, then meets another opponent. That opponent is running alongside him, and Barry puts his arm and shoulder across his man very strongly, seeing his opponent completely hit the deck. The rest is composure, his creative edge, and unselfishness, but there's real quality here, as you can see. Moving closer towards goal now, and Barry is a good box threat. As we've said, and as I'll reiterate, his clever movement typically on a cross creates space for him and his teammates. Barry can head the ball. He scored 3 headers last season. He scored 2 on his weak foot and 6 on his right foot. In that penalty box, I notice he handles uncontrolled, uncoordinated chaos quite well. So a misclearance or a misdirectional bounce, he controls quite sharply before looking to finish very quickly, whilst physically being able to tussle, challenge and compete too. The 22-year-old is immensely instinctive when it comes to his finishing. He adjusts the technique suitably to the scenario exceptionally. The main downside to his game I see right now is that his shooting is slightly inconsistent. He's raw to the top level and only 22, so I don't see this as a huge concern, but something that can develop with experience, coaching and confidence. So how does this fit Everton? Well, to me, how does this not fit Everton? Off the ball he matches perfectly with Moyes' 4-4-2 off the ball shape, as he takes place in the exact same shape for Villarreal. He can be intense off the ball as a presser, but also sit back and stay proactive, which suits Moyes' flexibility in his tactical approach. I can picture him leading that line of press very well and being pretty effective on turnovers and transitions. This is the sort of striker to give defenders a real handful. He matches entirely Moyes' Everton approach. On those counter-attacks against those bigger sides, he may not be as effective as Beto at sending it direct his way, but he does do very well in this department, especially when controlling a pass, and to me, attacks the space much more effectively. The further and more deadly range he provides to his movements gives more options to a creative outlet looking to find someone, as they could be finding them in the channels, or dropping in deep, or attacking the defender in behind. His speed could really be ruthless in exposing teams on the break, but he's not just purely a transitional forward, as we've gathered. When Everton attack that box with crosses, runs, skillful build-up and combination play, you've got someone who can control a little chaos in the box, combine and threaten immensely. His improvisation in the box could make a bad ball a good ball, someone to capitalise truly and dominate the box. Almost someone who gives Moyes a luxury in his attacking options. As I've said, he's similar to Beto, but also different, potentially even allowing him to deploy both up top in certain games. But with both of them competing for that top spot, that comes with comparison. Comparison between a fairly raw, young 22-year-old moving to a new country and league compared to a 27-year-old. It's a very good dynamic between the two, as you can ease one in without too much pressure to start and provide the goals immediately as Beto is there. But over time, grow gradually, understand Moyes, the league, the culture, his teammates, his opposition and all the challenges that come with a £34 million move to foreign land. Time, patience and support from Everton fans, you'll see a young man flourish more and more on a long-term basis, hopefully becoming a key figure in taking Everton forwards once again. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to smash a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're an Everton fan watching this video, do you think you should sign Thierno Barry or not? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.